Matthew 22:27.
Your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. When I was thinking about the assignment, there's something that God had been dealing with me about since the beginning of the year. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, what are you doing? And so I know it's for me, but then he said, but this is what, for such a time as this, to give away. And so if I could use a subtitle, it would be the yes. What I have been seeing in the spirit on Sundays and just as we're coming together for various different things is that God is looking for something different. And so we're asking God to move in a certain way. We're desiring Him to do certain things. We're saying we want to give you all of us, Lord. We want to see you move. We want to see the miraculous. But me, personally, I want to see glory found. Okay. Someone told me that's when He gave me a vision of how it's going to look in the sanctuary. And so I said, but Lord, you know, there's been some really great, amazing Sundays where the spirit is high. People are being delivered and set free. And I said, but God, what you showed me, it hasn't manifested yet. And so we know we are taught, you know, keep the hope, keep the faith. And God showed me this, so I know it's going to come to pass. Every time He shows me something, it comes to pass. So I don't doubt God in that, and I don't question His timing. So I am anticipating the glory cloud in the sanctuary. I'm anticipating that. And so I said, Lord, what is it that keeps it at bay? He said, your yes. Wow. All right, Lord. So He was dealing with me about Esther. And so there's many people in the Bible who gave a yes. And for whatever reason, whatever that time was, for such a time for them, whatever it was that God called them to do, however it was that He called them to serve, however it is that they may have been a martyr, whatever it was that they did, when they said yes, they had to be a complete and total yes. They had to be sold out for God to even be in that place, right? And we know stories in the Bible, even how God went to collect His disciples and how they were found working and doing this and doing that. And God called ordinary people and even the tax collector to come and be a part of what He was doing. But at some point, they didn't even question. So God had to really, Jesus really had to turn around and say, you know, basically, you don't have a full yes. You're not totally sold out. You might be sold out when you see a miracle, but how many of you know to be totally sold out and have a complete yes, it's not contingent upon the miracle that you see. You just have to know that you know that you know that you know that our King is going to save us, He's going to deliver us, He's going to set us free. And even if He doesn't, that's quite okay. Because that doesn't change Him from being the God mighty. Amen. The yes. So we're going to go to Esther. We're going to go to chapter 4. I'm just pulling in a couple of verses just to kind of give us a little something to pull from. That's all. I feel like I'm all over the place, but I know that God has a reason, so we're just going to go with it, and it's just whatever it is, whatever it is. So Esther chapter 4, starting at verse 12, it says, when Esther's words were reported to Malachi, he sent back this answer. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place. But you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Verse 15 says, then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai. Go, gather all the Jews who are in Susa and fast for attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai went away and carried out all of Esther's instructions. So just in case you didn't know anything about Esther, and this is maybe your first time hearing about her, just real short and sweet, I'm just going to give you a couple of key people that we're going to touch on. King, that doesn't even need any explanation about who a king is. Mordecai. Mordecai was actually Esther's cousin, her big cousin. But he adopted her and raised her, okay? And he raised her in the way of God, all right? Mordecai also previously, Mordecai had been in a position to overhear a plot to kill the king. And so Mordecai, boldly enough, opened his mouth and said, hey, yo, somebody's trying to kill the king. And thus saved the king's life. Now the king put that down in the books and had to recall it later down the line. But we'll leave that alone because it's a whole other Bible class, okay? Just want you to know that Mordecai wasn't no punk either. And he was sold out too, all right? Now we got somebody named Haman. Haman. Ooh, Haman. He was second in rank to the king, okay? He acknowledged the king as his boss, but he believed that everybody else was beneath him. Like nobody else could get where he was. He was like, you know what? And he probably only acknowledged the king as being the king because he probably would have had his head if it was any other way. But secretly, I believe Mordecai didn't even look at the king as the king, but he just showed him respect so he wouldn't get got himself. Okay? But that's just Haman was just that type. His heart was that of evil. It just was. He was selfish. He was arrogant. And he wanted to kill Mordecai. Because guess what? He thought everybody should bow down to him. Mordecai was like, oh no, I ain't bowing down to you. I know who I serve. I serve the one and only king, and that ain't you. I ain't bowing down to you. So Haman got upset. He got so upset that he tricked the king into signing into law that the Jews needed to die. Okay? So just remember that. Remember that Haman with his wicked heart, Haman who thought that he was somebody, wanted to kill one person, but in regards to killing that one person, his whole thing was, let's wipe them all out. You don't even know who you're trying to wipe out, but let's just wipe this one. I'm going to get this one by wiping them all out. Because you didn't bow down to me. Okay? All right. Now, Esther. Now, Mordecai had raised Esther. There came a time when we're not going to go into that, but the king, he had a wife who was, let's just say, she stood her ground. Okay? And in those times, she wasn't allowed to stand her ground. And when the king called for her to come, she may have been right in rejecting the king in a sense that we don't know what was about to go down in front of all these drunk men, but at the same time, in her position, in her place, it was called for her to come, and she didn't come. So that right there in itself, the king was like, oh, okay, what should I do? And they said, you know what, get rid of her. The next day when the king came to himself, he's like, oh, dang, I got rid of her, didn't I need another one. So they sent out and said, okay, we need to find a queen for the king. So that comes into play how Mordecai begins to get Esther together and say, hey, you're a virgin, you're single, you have just as good as opportunity as any other beautiful woman out here. Matter of fact, you serve God. Let's go. Now here's the thing. Esther 2, verse 10 says, Esther had not revealed her nationality and family background because Mordecai had forbidden her to do so. Now that comes into play because, Haman, you don't know who you met. You don't know who's connected to who. You don't know who you're trying to touch. You want to touch this man right here. You want to wipe out everybody. But who? Did you do that? You don't even know you came up again, sir. All because somebody wouldn't bow down to you. So we understand, Esther was beautiful. She won the heart of the king. She became queen. All right? correct? She had to say yes to her cousin, her caretaker Mordecai, and say, okay, because I will go. I will present myself. I will go for this year. I will bathe in whatever. I will get myself ready with all these other women when I couldn't be home being comfortable. I'm going to say yes and do what it is that you're telling me to do, to go to this palace, to stand in this line of all these other women to see if I'm selected to be the queen. So even within that, there was a yes. Now here's the thing. When we look at giving God my best, and knowing that to give God my best, there must be a yes. There must be a full yes in order for it to be the best. See, a half yes don't give you the best. A half yes will get you halfway there. And it might produce something that looks good, maybe even feel or sound good, maybe even taste good, but it's not necessarily your best. Some of us utilize our yes in the wrong capacity for various reasons. We have all been in a place at some point where we agree to, or will say yes to, something or someone when we really don't want to commit or do what is asked of us. Some may tell a wife, oh yeah, that looks good on you, because you want to avoid the backlash of, also now you think I'm fat, or also now, so you might just say, oh, you know what, you look like, and women might, they might say, oh, babe, that haircut is good, but he really thin and he needs to go on and shave it all off. But you don't want to mess with his ego, so you're like, what, that haircut looks good, hey, go ahead. Or you might have a friend that invites you to come along with you, and it's not that they invite you to a bad place. It could be a tea for the ladies, or it could be an all-expense-paid trip, and so you feel obligated, or you feel in debt to that person, and you really don't want to go because you have other obligations, or you really feel like, I'm not feeling up to it, but because you don't want to disappoint that person, you say yes. Okay? Well, Matthew 5:37, reading this one from the New King James Version, says, but let your yes be yes, and your no, no. For whatever is more than these is from the evil one. So yeah, you might flatter somebody for the moment. You might save face for the moment. But in essence, was your yes really a yes? Are you going half-heartedly? Are you sitting there through this process or through this engagement, and in your mind, all you're thinking about is all the other things you could have done, or you're like, man, I wish I had it, or I'm ready to go, or are you really sitting back like, man, she probably should have put that dress on, or, really, is your heart really fully into it? Did you really mean yes? Did you really mean that was okay? There are two meanings of yes that I want to explore tonight. And under the word yes, there's various different explanations or definitions for the word, but I want to draw from these two. The first one is saying yes. When you respond yes, it can be used to express affirmation or assent, or to mark the addition of something, emphasizing and amplifying a previous statement. For instance, would you like to have this apple? Yes, I'd like to have the apple. You're knowing that you want it. You're affirming that you want it. You're affirming your belief. This yes is an all-out yes. Yes, I want this apple. And guess what? You'll probably go and eat the apple, right? Because you really wanted it. The other one I want to look at is how your yes can be used usually to express hesitation, uncertainty, or curiosity. Okay? So now you're questioning, unsure, or there's hesitation. It's the same word. It's the same word. It's spelled the same. It looks the same. It's 3 letters. But what's behind it? What is the intent behind the word yes when you use it? Are you sure? Are you affirming? Are you actually saying, yes, I'm all in? Or are you like, I guess I'll do it. I may as well. I have that. I may as well. I really don't want to, but I'm here, so I may as well. But what did the word say? Let your yes be yes and your no mean no, right? I'm hesitant or I'm unsure, but I'm saying yes, we're doing two different things here. We're doing what? We straddling the fence. God said He don't want nobody lukewarm. Identifying where your yes comes from is going to be key in giving God your best. If you don't know where your passion lies, what desires you have, if you can't identify that in yourself, you don't know where your yes is going. There is no purpose behind your yes that can glorify God if you're not 100% on board. We're looking for some great move of God. We're looking for miracle signs and wonders. We're looking for the glory cloud. But we have a hesitant yes. Yes, I want the miracle. But yes, I want to pray. Yes, I want the healing. Yes, I guess I'll fast. If your heart isn't even in it, why are you even doing it? What's the point of going forth in an action when your heart posture is incorrect? That makes your yes null and void.
Amen.
A lot of times we skip that part because we think, well, but I've done it. I'm not really feeling this fast, but I'm doing what everybody else is doing. And I might even successfully complete the fast, but my heart wasn't right. So my yes in the fast was null and void. Why? Because I was hesitant. I didn't really put my heart into it because it wasn't about not eating. It wasn't about fast. It was about the heart posture.
Yes.
We're not seeing miracle signs and wonders because we're not giving God our all. We're not giving our best. We're not giving our yes. And until we really give God our yes, we're going to fall short every time. Yeah, we're going to see a little breakthrough here and there. Yeah, we're going to feel the power of God in the place. God is going to do some things. He's going to move. He is going to answer some prayers. But do you want the glory cloud? What do you want? And are you willing to do what it takes to get it? To see it? To actually see it manifest? Let's talk about Esther a little bit. Esther, of course, was beautiful. She won the eye of the king. I would say she was probably well poised. What do you guys think? Wise. And she yielded to wise counsel. She yielded to wise counsel. See, we too grown nowadays. We too grown. Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'm still trying myself. I'm still doing my way, and then I'm going to bump my head, and then I'm going to go back and do what you suggested that I do. Because remember, see, wise counsel is not just a suggestion, but we treat it as a suggestion. And when you treat it as a suggestion, you have not walked in wisdom, or have you received wise counsel. You have treated it like an option and you tossed it to the side. This is not multiple choice. This is not either A, B, C, or D, or all of the above. It's just A and keep it moving. And if it's not A, then it's not right. That's just that. I mean, if you find it a little later, because all of us like shortcuts. I don't know about you, but the microwave say 4 minutes, I want it in 2. I'm just saying. I like winter, I like the snow, but I want it to melt immediately. That's okay. I might be the only one. It might just be me, but I'm looking for a quick turnaround. But I'm not willing to put in what it takes to get what I want out, and I want a shortcut. And then sometimes you take a shortcut and it's not done all the way. Well, I'm just saying. All right. The other thing about Esther I want to talk about is how she was submitted to Christ. She was also mighty in carrying out the will of God in her life. I'm sure at some point, because there is a point, because Mordecai wouldn't have had to go back to her and say what he said if it wasn't for some type of a hesitation. See, here's the thing. So in her time, even though she was a queen, that didn't mean nothing. She got treated better than the other girls. But, she was the queen bee. But, when it came to going and walking up to the kings, and saying, hey, king, hey, boo, that wouldn't happen. That ain't. What? Who you think you are? You one of them. Go on back in there. Now, when she was with them, she was the one. But when she was outside of them, she was just another one. Okay? So remember, you may have a title, but that does not entitle you. You may be at the top right here, but how do you fare when you walk over here? Do you know how to follow the rules? Are you obedient no matter what arena you're in? Because your title don't go everywhere. I'm not a mother everywhere I go. I am a mother, but I'm not mothering everybody every time I go somewhere. So if I go to work trying to mother everybody, we got a problem. I'm a co-worker. I'm an employee. Now at home I'm a mother. But at work, that's a whole other ballgame. Do you know how to be obedient? Can you be submissive in whatever arena you are in, regardless of your title, regardless of your knowledge, regardless of your skills? So Esther had initially said, it's been 30 days since my man called for me. You know the rule. If he don't call for me, I can't go. He got to send for me. So I can't, I don't know about that. And Mordecai's like, hey, not just you but me, our people are about to perish. Our people are about to die because Haman is in there getting the king to sign some little wicked decree that says that he can kill all the Jews. Matter of fact, he said, did you know that? It's like, give her this information. See if she knows. If she don't know, let her know. Hey, Haman is about to kill us all. And don't think because you over there with them that you about to escape this. Right? Don't think that this ain't about to reach you too, boo. Because it will. You cannot escape what's coming. Now, God's grace and mercy will cover you through, but you can't escape what's coming. Don't think that you can do your dirt right here and run back over here and that it's not going to catch up to you because it will. It's coming. It's coming. But at that point in time, will you do what it takes to do whatever it is God is calling you to do so he can save you and whoever's attached to you? So she said, he ain't called for me in 30 days, and the only way, if I go to him without being called, he's got to reach out his sector, which means, show her some mercy, she can come on through. And she's like, nah, okay. But when he, back in, I'm referring back to Esther 4 and 14, well, actually 13, when he said, do you think that because you're in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape? And in 14, he says, for if you remain silent. See, sometimes the word that's in your mouth, the word that's in your belly, you're scared to open your mouth and say it for what you believe to be repercussion. But will you say yes and open your mouth and say what God tells you to say when he tells you to say it, to save the people? Or will you worry about how you look or how you feel? If I'm comfortable with saying this in this setting, I don't even know that person. Should I really say this? Should I say it this way? But wait a minute. If this is something, if you're sold out for God, if you're giving him your best, if you're giving him your yes, and he's calling you to say something or do something, and all you're considering is yourself, how you look, how you feel, how they will perceive you, you're not saying yes. No, that's not, there's no yes there. There's no yes there. Giving God our best requires us to be selfless. It requires us to be uncomfortable. Yeah. It requires us to step into uncharted territory. Yeah. With broken English, jacked up teeth, because I used to be scared to open my mouth because of how my teeth looked. And that was long before I got braces. Okay. I didn't think that I would sound educated, so there were times in certain arenas I would open my mouth and say anything. So for fear of how I believed I would be perceived, or how I thought I would sound, I didn't do what I knew God told me to do. I had to quickly get over that. That's just a side note. All right? And carrying out the will of God for her life, she not only saved herself, but she saved others. Within this, if you go on and read, she asked the king if he could come to a banquet. One of the beautiful things about Esther is not only her wisdom, but the wisdom that she executed in her plan. She was not haphazard with what she did. She thought about this thing. She considered, she counted the cost. She counted the cost. The cost was, they don't slice my throat. She counted the cost. Because I'm sure she probably felt, the queen before me got bandaged, but I'm probably going to get sliced. So, he's not for people who are breaking regulation. I can't break regulation on today because we see what breaking regulation does. It gets you back from the kingdom. So hold on, wait a minute. Let's think this process through. So she says, you know what, you guys, tell my cousin, go tell the people, go pray and fast. I need y'all to go pray, I need y'all to go fast. When a fast is called, that's not just for the select few who feel that they're in a position or they hold a title so they should join the fast. The fast is for everybody. Because they came together on one accord in order to jointly see everyone's life saved, God moved miraculously. We're looking for miracle signs and wonders. We're looking for the glory cloud, but we're not willing to do what it takes to get it because we think somebody else is going to do it for us. All the leaders are fasting. I don't need to fast. They got us covered. You're required to. Until we get on one accord in our prayer and our fasting and our consecration, until we all have that heart, that true yes, there's some things that we're just not going to see. And that was hard for me. Might not be as hard for you, but it was hard for me, so I just have to give it to you like that. You're not going to get to see it unless you do what's required. Period. Period. So if that means that happens to be the Sunday you missed, then so what? But we need to all be on one accord. Because there's some things that God wants to do in this place that's going to shake, rattle, and roll the city of Indianapolis. And when it doesn't in the city of Indianapolis, it's going to trickle to other states and even outside of this country. It can't happen until we get on one accord. We can't worry about what other people think or what they say. We can't worry about our cares, our being uncomfortable. That is out the window. That's out the window. Because how comfortable were you about a week ago when it was below zero outside? But you still made it to work. You still did what you needed to do. It's uncomfortable. It's not favorable to consecrate, to draw back, to seek God's face, to hear truth about where we're really at and allow God to purge us. It's not comfortable. But if we want to see as a people, as a whole, if we want to see God manifest in these ways, the vision that I saw, people getting up and walking, and the real deal. The real deal. Not just one person getting delivered and one person, saying, oh, my back feels better. No. I'm talking about diseases gone. We can't see that because we're not willing to put in what it needs. We're not willing to render our hearts, our minds, our bodies, our souls to Christ to allow him to do what he needs to do in order to manifest that for everybody. This isn't just for one person. This is for us as a whole. No more can we say, the ministers, they got that. Pastor, he gonna cover that. No more. It's time out. If you thought you were gonna keep sitting in that pew, got another thing coming. A whole other thing coming. Because if you won't get up and render yourself to Christ, he's gonna get you up and then put you on your face to where you can't get back up until you do render yourself to him. It's better to do it on your own and allow him to do what he needs to do than to have him cause you to fall before him. So Esther, I'm more inclined to believe that in her brief hesitation, it wasn't necessarily that she wanted to say no. It was more that she was counting the cost and trying to figure out what it was to do. But when it was put to her as such, but you were put in this position for such a time as this. See, we have to remember that we're put at our jobs, we're born into our families, we're at this church. Today, I was leaving a home visit and I was going back to the office. And I was supposed to go there first, I forgot, had to turn around and go to the home visit. And so it caused me to take a different route. On the way back from that home visit to the office, I needed to go to Walmart, and so I contemplated for just a moment, and then I went on and got over and I went to Walmart. And so I'm in here, and it was just a couple things I need to grab, just a couple things, and I'm walking, and I'm about to leave. And so out of nowhere, I think about this hair product that I use in my hair, but I know Walmart doesn't carry it anymore, but for some reason I stopped and I backed up to that aisle, and I turned and I walked down the aisle. For such a time as this, because it was a sister there that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I'm like, hey, how are you? And so just in conversation about how our kids are doing, she began to tell me how upset she was that her daughter was leaving to go out of state for a really great opportunity. She had been in the Army, and now they're paying for her to go to school. She's going to be like a neurosurgeon or something like that, and how she was hesitant in letting her daughter go. How she cried out and basically was about to stop her daughter from going because she was insecure about her daughter going, because she didn't feel safe, because she felt like that, and she said, it's too far away. She said, that's over a 4-hour drive where she's going. I said, did you think about flying? She was like, oh, exactly. She said, but she's what? I said, but she's been given an opportunity to go somewhere, to do something, to be a blessing to whoever she's going to go be a blessing to. And you're trying to stop that because you're fearful. You're about to hold back the gate that has been open for her. And when it's open for her, it's open for your family too. I said, so you can't fear that. I said, you have to trust the God that's in you is the same God that's covering your baby when she's 4.5 hours away. Let her go. Let her go. Sometimes we're so comfortable or we're so fearful that we will not allow the opportunity to be acted upon. And I remember being in that same place. That's what I shared with her when Tyler went to college. She was 4.5 hours away. I said that I remember feeling that hesitation. I remember that. I remember thinking in my mind, if an emergency arises, how could I get to you? How could I make that happen? My car won't make it there. Like every negative thing went through my mind. Instead of me just being all in and saying yes and encouraging him and pushing him to do the right thing and getting in prayer, instead I allowed the sheer fear to overtake my mind. So I was hesitant to allow him to go. Ultimately he went. Ultimately everything was fine. But when we allow fear or the thought of self to come in and interfere with a gate, with a door that God has opened, we hinder not just ourselves, but everybody that's connected.
Amen.
Here we are being comfortable in our little place, on our little pew, in our little home, in our little this, and we'll branch out a little bit, and we'll testify a little bit in our comfort zone. We'll do that to those who we feel we're comfortable around or who will listen. But will you be like the elder right here and go to Kroger and just be shopping for your chicken and just, hey, you have a church home? Are you willing to do that? How many actually do that? I mean, just raise your hand if you actually do it. We got 2 hands. I don't even know why I went there with y'all, but hey. For such a time as this, you will be in a position, you will be in a place, you will have an opportunity, but will you open your mouth? Will you make the right decision? Will you do the right thing? Will you respond the correct way? If put to the test, will you consider your own comfort, your own feelings, your own desires? Or will you consider those who are around you, those who are connected to you? Do you want to save face? Or do you want to do what God has called you to do? Mordecai, the cousin, he loved Christ. was courageous when he reported about the plot against the king, right? He refused to bow down to Haman. That's the reason why his life is on the line, as well as the rest of the Jews. But he used wisdom in his dealings with those around him and his niece in order to ultimately ensure that the king's wife was saved, was spared, would set him up in the end, as well as to ensure his niece got to the position that she needed to be in for such a time as this. I believe Esther is a prime example of the ultimate yes. She trusted the God she served. She didn't depend on her crown. She had to depend on Christ. She realized her life was not her own, and her position as queen had no leverage. More importantly, Esther realized her proximity to God is what gave her the advantage. She was selfless. And she did it for the people. She did it because in the end she said, well, if I perish, I perish. I mean, hey, ain't nothing else to do but to do, because if I don't try something, I'm gone. So I might as well seek God's face and do it how God directs me to do it. So she did. She understood that it could cost her her life. She still did it. She used wisdom in her plan. See, we out here trying to get it, trying to do it, and we using our own plan. We ain't even thought the process through. I want a car. Did you think about the car insurance, the interest rate, the down payment, the gas mileage? I mean, did you think that through? Hold on, wait a minute. I had somebody thinking about buying a car, and I said, your family can't even fit in that. That's like me going out here with kids and buying a Corvette. Where the kids gonna sit? That's not wisdom. That's just you wanting something. We want a whole lot of stuff. But we can't do minimal planning. We need to seek God and do what it is that God tells us to do and how He tells us to do it. He doesn't give us instructions just to be giving it to us, for you to just toss it in your little notebook to the side. I've done that before. And then I bumped my head and the Lord was like, but I already told you what to do about that situation. Go back to my prayer journal. I was like, oh, yeah, nah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Now, this is like 6 months later, and I could have been where I needed to be. I could have had what I needed to have. Right? Prayer and fasting. Now, ultimately, she asked the king to come to a feast. She said, bring your homeboy too. We'll serve him too. Sometimes you got to serve your enemy. Well, you gonna serve your enemy, not serve them like you're going to do what they want you to do, but you're going to serve your enemy sometimes. The ones who talk about you, try to hold you down. You're going to have to serve your enemies sometimes. The Lord will put you in position to be an example to those who want to destroy you. The Lord will put you in a position to bless those who have their mouth on you, their foot on you, who want to destroy you, who want to take you out. Will you serve? If you're sold out for God and you're giving God your best, will you serve the enemy the same as you would serve the king? Because your attitude, your posture behind your service means everything when it comes to how God is going to bless you. It has absolutely nothing to do with the person. It has everything to do with your heart. If you had $1 million and God said, give that $1 million to that one person that you know good and doggone well can't stand you, would you do it? If you heard God, or would you question Him? God, you sure about that? Because you know I've been anxious and would you do it? And then if you did it, what would your heart posture be? What would you think? Would you be walking like, oh, I can't believe Him. Oh, I can't believe. Oh. Or would you say, you know what, God, I bless you and I honor you. I glorify you, Lord. I love you. Thank you for the opportunity to even be a blessing. See, we're so busy worried about who and what that we negate to praise God in the journey. How would you operate if God said, go over here? So my sisters and I got into it Thanksgiving. Got beside myself. But he said, let me tell you what you need to do. And so I'm waiting on them, to say that they sorry because they wrong and woo. And I was like, it ain't even got nothing to do with that. And I said, but I'm learning that when I am asked to do something, not to give a lot of lip. Instead of my question about why, instead I say how. I hear God say do X, Y, and Z. Okay, instead of why you having me do that, it's like, okay, how do you want me to do it? It's all about your perception. It's all about how you see things, how you view things, and how you come at them, how you receive them. Anybody can throw anything at you, but it's how you catch it. Right. You have the opportunity to take it how you want to take it. If you want to be offended, take offense and run with it. But if you just want to be delivered and set free and rest in joy, then go ahead and do that too. It's all about how you want to take it. You're in control of it. You might not be able to control what somebody else does, but you control how you feel. You control how you operate. You control what you do. Control you, boo. Control you. So yeah, I was angry. I was frustrated. It got me to a point where I really should, when I heard God say leave, I just should have left. But I was so stubborn. I was like, I ain't in my daddy's house. And one thing led to another, which I knew was about to, and it did. All that being said, from Thanksgiving until I think it was like December the 26th, maybe. No, January this month, January the 26th. So 2 months, we didn't talk. Now I reached out, I sent text, I tried to call. Never was it an apology. It was always, can you tell me about my niece? Can you this? What about this? It was never an apology. It was always something else. But I was calling that for me. I reached out. That was my response. Well, I reached out. They're not responding. I reached out. This is real, y'all. And it happened not too long ago. And so the Lord dealt with me and said, well, you're going to have to apologize. I said, well, but I didn't argue. Fine. That's what I would do. And I felt it so strong that that's what I needed to do that I couldn't sleep without doing it. So I tossed and turned for a couple of days because I'm like, well, how am I, now I'm like, how? Do I go over there face to face? Is it a phone call? Because if I go over there face to face, But if it's a phone call, they can just hang up and I'll still be safe, And so I'm just thinking, now how do I do it? It's not, I'm not going to do it, Lord. It's how do you want me to do it? How? Okay? And so it's like, call this sister. Okay, fine. I'm driving in the car. I got a long drive. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call her. I didn't expect her to answer, but she did. The first thing I said was, I apologize. Can you forgive me? Why? Because there was a point where I was wrong too. I might not have started it, but at some point my response was incorrect. And so I need to apologize for the part that I did. I can't change what you did. I can't make you apologize to me. I can't make you see it any differently. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to apologize and ask you to forgive me for the piece that I did. Because my response was completely out of character. Completely. And I can sit here and say, you took me there, but really I let myself go there. Because I really should have walked away. And I didn't. And so, when I apologized, we began to talk about some things that we hadn't addressed that created a sense of disrespect through generations. Okay? And so, as we're talking about what happened, and I'm letting her vent and tell me, what she didn't like and how she was upset and how she was disappointed, I'm listening to what she's saying, and then I got this vision of the generational issue. And I said, well, you can't ask somebody to respect you in one moment and be an auntie when any other time you're being their best friend or you're acting like you're their cousin. I mean, it's all in how you present it. I said, but I'm going to go a little bit further. I said, because You live in our Father's home, and our sister doesn't even respect our Father. And so we have taught from generation with you not respecting our Father. Now you have taught the children not to respect elders because you don't respect him. Our example was that of disrespect. So what did you expect to get? Really have to look at that a little bit differently. Really have to be critical in that situation. Because even though I wasn't the one disrespecting my father, I didn't open my mouth and tell him or back up what he was saying. I just let her do what she was doing because she's grown and that's my daddy. And if he's going to get on her, he's going to get on her. But what I should have done was step in and say, hold on, that's not what we do. Wait, that's not how we do. But I didn't. I just kept my mouth shut. And I let it go on. Say all that to say this. I was in a unique position to open my mouth and say something that could have killed a generational curse right then and right there and corrected some things in our lineage so we didn't have to get to that point. But even though I didn't open my mouth when I should have, when it got to the point where it was time for me to apologize, I had to do it. See, our unwillingness to allow God to deal with us, deal with our hearts, and us give our all to God perpetuates the situation. It's going to keep on from generation to generation. It's going to keep on in your life from year to year. It's going to keep on in your life from day to day because you refuse to open your mouth. So here we are able to save a lineage, a people, from being disrespectful by opening our mouth. But I wanted to save face in that moment. I didn't want to be the bad person. I didn't want to act like I was judging them. But in the end, look at what it led to. Really destruction. That's what the enemy wanted, was to kill our relationship as sisters. That's really what the enemy was aiming at. And for 2 months, the enemy was getting his way. For 2 whole months, because we did not talk. Period. We just didn't. There will be some things that you're going to have to do, some bullets you're going to have to bite, some uncomfortable conversations you're going to have, some things that you're going to have to do to set some things right. Something that blessed me Sunday was a pastor being very open publicly. And he does that. He's transparent a lot when it's necessary, but I appreciate the environment that he was transparent in because it confirmed what I had been through. And it confirmed that that's one of the things that is holding us back from seeing the glory cloud. Our unwillingness to take ownership for the place that we're wrong. See, sometimes we're thinking, oh, somebody needs to give me an apology. But I'm telling you, a lot of times we have responded in a way, and it's not always about what you say. Sometimes you've responded in a heart posture that is not right. And because our heart posture isn't right, we're not giving our all to God. We're not giving God the best of us. We're giving him a piece of us, but we're not giving God the best of us.
That's good.
There's been times when we have a service where, the service is high and, you hear people say, as soon as I get out the door, the enemy comes and attacks. No. No. Because the word of God says submit to Christ and the enemy shall flee. So you got to submit to Christ. If you're continuously submitting to Christ, it doesn't matter what the enemy comes to do. Your response, your heart posture, if it's in the right place, your response is going to be of Christ. It's not about the enemy just coming to attack you. It's about did you actually submit yourself to Christ, resist the enemy for the enemy to flee? Or did you give in to it? A little different, but okay, y'all. Just bringing it back in. All right. So as we're closing, Luke 14:28, it's just talking about counting the cost. So suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? We're giving God our best. Or we say that we're giving God, we say that we want to give God our best, we want to give God our all, we want to give God a true, pure yes. But did you count the cost? whatever next level God takes you to is going to cost you something else. And I'm not saying that to put fear in your heart. I'm saying that because you need to be logical about that piece right there. You need to be real about that. It is going to cost you something. It's going to cost your comfort. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost some time. It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you being alone here because you're going to fast. It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost your TV show. It's going to cost my game on my phone. It's going to cost you something. Count the cost. Because a true, pure yes, to give God your all, give God your best, costs. And a lot of people don't make it because they didn't count the cost. A lot of people teeter right at the edge because they didn't count the cost. A lot of people are fearful because they didn't count the cost. Now, counting the cost doesn't mean that you're not going to be safe and secure in Christ, because you are. But you still need to be realistic that this is what it takes to get there. This is what it takes to get the miracle. This is what it takes to see people delivered and set free. This is what it takes. So yeah, the ultimate yes requires us to take an honest look at ourselves in what, or actually who, we're committed to. If you're committed to your comfort, you know what? Then your yes is in your comfort. But if you're committed to Christ, at all costs, you're going to do whatever it takes, whatever it is. No matter what comes your way, you're going to push to see Christ. No matter what. There was a song at the beginning of the year, and I had to share with the praise team, that old song by Shekinah Glory. That song, yes. And she's talking about, would your heart and soul say yes? If I told you what was really required of you, would your heart and soul still say yes? Would you still give God? Would you still yield to God? Would you still go hard for God if you knew what was really required? And at this point, you don't have a lot of time to contemplate if you want to be for Christ or not. Because those who contemplate are being taken out of here at very young ages. As soon as they contemplate, a lot of them just don't. We're at that point. I believe that God is calling for a true heart yes. Because what's about to come, you're not going to be able to take without that yes. You will not be able to withstand what is about to come if you have not given God your pure, sure yes. You will not have what you need on the inside of you if you have not sold yourself out to Christ. You won't be able to take it. Our posture has to change. Our proximity to God must reflect our yes to Christ, our yes to our calling. If you know you've been called, but you've been sitting because you're not sure how you're going to be perceived, you don't get that opportunity any longer. Just doing the bare minimum doesn't cut it. Our security has to remain in Christ. It can't be in our comfort zone, our job, our family, our spouse. It can't even be in our children. It has to be in Christ. It's time to get out of your comfort zone. It's time to give God a true yes. It's time to say, Lord, if there's anything that's hindering my yes, remove it. And then allow God to remove it. It's time for submission. Not just submission in worship on a Sunday, but submission to Christ on a day-to-day basis. Submit to Christ when you're driving in your car instead of having road rage. Submit to Christ in everything. Commit all thy ways. We're at that point right now. We can't keep saying, God, I want more of you. God, I want you to move. God, fill me up. God, I need you. God, I want to see this. God, I need that. We can't keep saying those things and then saying we're giving God our best. But we have a reluctant yes. Watch your heart posture behind your yes. Allow God to do that thing that he needs to do. And as we go up as one, God is about to shake, rattle, and roll this place. Amen? Amen? Amen. Amen. anybody had any questions, but other than that, amen. Will you all be blessed? Amen. Amen.
Come on, let's give God praise and honor. That's certainly a beautiful and provoking story of Esther. And we know that God allowed Esther to be adorned with grace. One of the things that I read in that scripture, how God graced her for the task at hand. And that's one thing God will do. He will grace you for what's ahead of you. Evangelist Carol said something I believe we should think on these things. She said something about if we don't have that true heart yes, we won't be able to stand. And my mind immediately went back to the scripture about putting on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand. And then Paul talked about the wiles of the devil. The wiles being the enticement, the trickery of the enemy, because this is the time that we're in. One of the things that he uses is emotions. He uses hardships. He uses anything he can use to really bring that kind of spirit upon the body of Christ. But I believe tonight that we have a body of believers that's going to say yes to God. And yes, we have counted the cost. I ran into a pastor, Caucasian pastor, on the way here, and he shared with me that he wanted to fellowship. He's the owner of a car lot. I didn't know he was a pastor. And as we were talking, he was sharing with me about the demonic racism that's happening. And he was telling me how he experienced going into the hospital. And there were some black officers that kind of turned against him and called him by name. So he experienced a form of racism. And he was sharing the story with me. And he said, I don't like racism in anybody. He said, my own race, all that it's done to me. And he said, but it doesn't change my perspective on how I look at someone who's different than me. Put me in that same mindset. Things are going to be done sometimes against us, but it should not change our pure hearts. Because to the pure, all things are what?
Pure.
All things are pure. All things are pure. So let's pray that God will allow us to stay in pure perspectives. Let's continue to do the will of God. Some mysteries have been happening. I ran into a pastor. You all saw a post of mine. I ran into a pastor yesterday and ran into him again today. He came to my job, and Pastor Gary Bergen, he said to me, this must be a God thing. He said, I got to go back and ask God about you. And I said, what do you mean? He said, we ran into each other 2 days in a row. And he asked me, he said, do you have Sunday night service? And I said, no. And he said, but maybe the Lord is using this to somewhat build our fellowship. And he's a very conservative man, and I consider myself someone a little liberal, but I don't know what God is doing. And I'm very open right now to what he wants to do, because it has nothing to do with race, age, church, how you used to feel about certain people. All of it has nothing to do with that. But God is breaking down barriers so we can see him. So tonight, let's just keep that in front of us and keep that in prayer. Last but not least, I'm calling on our prayer warriors, intercessors, and those who would avail themselves. God dealt with me about doing a night of prayer, healing, and breakthrough. I believe it's necessary. There are some among us that are sick that I believe we should be fasting and praying over and watching God do a work in them. One of the things that I wanted to do, God took me back to mustard seed. And I picked up some mustard seed today. Actually, a co-worker of mine, he's doing a teaching, and I said, bring me some of that mustard seed. I said, is this something that's edible? And the Lord began to share with us and give us revelation wherever we place the seed. By faith, we believe God to do some miraculous things. Jesus said, if you have the faith of a grain of a mustard seed, you'll be able to move mountains. And we have some that are sick among us, and God gave me the instruction to allow them to digest some mustard seed and pray over them.
Amen.
We're going to put bands around them of scripture, I am healed. So we need to do that, but it's going to require believers to go into fasting. Because some things only come by
Fasting and praying.
fasting and praying. It's not something we just dodge into, but it's something that we seek God for. And I believe that even as an under shepherd of this church, I don't want us to be comfortable with seeing people struggle. When we have the power of God, when we possess the power. Let's get back to the scriptures, what the Bible says about matters, and we can trust God to do those things. So I am calling on you. I am not going to design or organize it. I put it out there. I threw the vision out there among our evangelists and our ministers. Let's get that together. Let's get that night of healing, deliverance, and breakthrough together, and let's watch God do it. Whether we do it Friday night, we'll just approve the day, but we need to do this quickly so we can watch God work. I have an uncle, praise God, we believe in God for him, and he is sick in his body, and we're declaring healing over him, declaring healing over Brother Jacoby, my mother-in-law, different ones in our assembly that may be having ailments of body, my mother, and we want to see God do what he does best. You all believe God with me?
Amen.
You believe that God can do it? Praise God. Everyone please stand.